Hi, my name's Gavin Kerruish from Arena Joondalup Physiotherapy. Last time I spoke to you, I talked about shoulder pain and where you expect to feel it and how we can tell that it's actually shoulder pain. Today, I want to talk to you more about the mechanics of shoulder pain, why you actually get that pain. The shoulder is an inherently unstable joint. It needs a lot of degrees of movement and degrees of freedom. Therefore, anything that goes slightly wrong in that shoulder can cause effects down the track. When you look at the shoulder joint, we can see one here. So this is from the front, this is the inside of the shoulder blade, and this is around the back of the shoulder blade. The shoulder joint itself is made up of the socket formed by the shoulder blade, the collarbone, and you can see that socket forming there. The head of the arm bone, or the head of the humerus, comes into that socket and is connected by a number of different tendons from the rotator cuff muscles and other muscles, as well as ligaments. So when you move the shoulder blade needs to move in unison. Otherwise, you're going to get impingement in between these two bones here, between the socket and the head of your humerus. And you may have heard of that term, impingement. That can lead to bursitis. Now, the bursa is a fluid sac that sits in this little space here between the shoulder blade, or the socket, and the head of the humerus. So if this head of the humerus keeps lifting up and the shoulder blade doesn't move, it's going to keep squashing that bursa. So here's the socket, here's the head of the humerus as it lifts up. If that shoulder blade doesn't move, we're going to squash these structures in here. What should happen is that shoulder blade should move with it, so that space in between the two remains. So for rehab purposes, you need to concentrate on two things. One, we need a stable base for that arm to move from, and that stable base is the shoulder blade. So we need to get the muscles around the shoulder blade working to control that movement of the shoulder blade. The rotator cuff muscles, which you may have heard of, are the muscles that keep the humeral head, or the head of the arm bone, centered in that socket. We then need to retrain those muscles to keep that head of the humerus centered in the socket so it doesn't ride up, doesn't slide forward, or doesn't push backwards. So you need the stable base, which is the shoulder blade muscles, first, and that's the step that gets missed a lot by people. Once you have that stable base, we then concentrate on the rotator cuff, and we take it into different positions, working that rotator cuff to eventually get you back to either your work, function, or sport that you require. There is a series of systematic exercises that we would take you through over a long-term basis to ensure that you get that correct rehabilitation. A cortisone to get rid of bursitis helps, but it's not the answer. A bursitis is a symptom. Something has caused that bursitis. Here at Arena Joondalup Physiotherapy, we work at what causes those problems and fix that from the base. So if you have any questions, give us a call at Arena Joondalup Physiotherapy. Come in and see us. If you've got a friend with a shoulder problem that you think could benefit from this, tag them in, share it, and let's see you when you need us. Thank you.